Pending home sales staying near record lows in September despite a modest pickup as mortgage rates continue to weigh on potential home buyers. But there is some good news out there. A red state capital, Topeka, Kansas, is emerging as a top housing market. And it's not just hard to see the reasons why. The typical home goes for $250,000 there. That's a 42% discount compared to other major cities. The employment rate is also lower than the national average. I think we meant unemployment rate, plus a low cost of living. The Topeka area also home to large employers, including Walmart and Goodyear tire distribution centers. Mansion Global host Katrina Campins joins us now. Katrina, those are all great selling points of why one might want to move to Topeka, Kansas, except for the fact that, you know, if you don't know much about Kansas, it might seem like there's not a whole lot going on there. But having said that, there are also other places in the country now, sort of places where people have found respite that they can't go to because the prices have gone so high. So let's talk a little bit about what people are looking for and how they're finding unique ways to get it.
Well, there's some markets that have definitely done better recently because of the low cost of living and for all the reasons that you mentioned. Kansas, Wisconsin, Tennessee, Ohio. I think those are all markets where we're seeing more potential growth because they're more affordable and people are migrating there because of quality of life, something that we began to see during the pandemic. But the overall narrative right now in the housing market is really interesting because there is a dichotomy which characterizes the housing market right now. New home sales are on the rise, while sales of pre-owned homes continue to decline. With that said, prices are still holding steady because of the lack of inventory. All regions reported an increase in new home sales, with the Northeast posting the biggest gains, 22.5%. Overall sales of new homes are up 33.9% compared to last year. It's really a tale of two housing markets right now, with new home sales rising while sales of previously owned homes continue to fall. And with homeowners unwilling to sell their homes for fear of having to buy at an 8% mortgage rate, there's a severe lack of existing homes on the market. And existing home sales are looking to be on track to be the slowest pace since 2008.
Ooh.
That's what we're seeing in the market right now.
2008, not a good year for the housing market. And Katrina, I'm amazed with the number you brought up. New home sales up 33.9% from last year. What is driving that? Is that because people just can't get into existing homes because of the mortgage rates? Is it something that these new home builders are offering? Are they able to bring down mortgage rates? Is there just, that's, you know, what is going on there? That is really high growth.
Builders are reaping some of the benefits from the lack of inventory, but it's unclear if 8% rates will dampen some of the interest in new homes now moving forward. Builders may increasingly turn to sales incentives such as a mortgage rate buy down to keep buyers interested, which has been happening. It's hard to see this lasting, though, if mortgage rates continue to increase, because then the profit margin for builders comes down, right? But what's driving the market right now are new home sales. Builders have been very bullish because we've had about a 3.2%, 6-month supply in the market, and a 6-month supply is a healthy market. So really what's driving these numbers are new home sales. Nonetheless, it's noteworthy that we are witnessing a level of activity in the housing market given the current interest rate environment, which is really encouraging, right? So it shows you that people still want to buy. They just need the right interest rate and they need the right product. So we need more product in the market, and hopefully the Fed slows down with these rate hikes.
Katrina, you look at the hottest housing markets out there, and if it's new homes, you got to have land to build new homes on. And so that's maybe parts of the country that aren't as heavily populated. Are we in an era where you really have to start thinking about moving to find your American dream in a way that you just haven't had to do that before?
Absolutely, Brian. That's exactly what's happening. And, even people that are well off are thinking, you know what, I want a better quality of life. I want more land. I want my family around me. Filming Mansion Global the past 2 years, what we've seen is a lot of multi-generational living. So people coming together, and you need land for that, right? And you're not going to find that in markets that are skyrocketing. You're going to find that in Ohio, in Wisconsin, in Tennessee, and in Kansas. And so people are trading, for a better quality of life.
Right.
And there's something really special about having land and not being on top of your neighbors.
And you know, Topeka, Kansas is home to the Evel Knievel Museum, so that could be another reason why everyone wants a house there. Katrina, good to see you. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.